Prison Affairs and Constitutional Reforms. Mr. Mahesan, District Secretary of Gagana. Mrs. Saman Kumari, Additional Secretary, Ministry of Justice. General Office of Preparation. Senior officials from many ministries and departments. Senior officers of the police department and tribe forces. Dear friends, I am thankful to Mr. Mahesan, the District Secretary of Jaffna, taking the responsibility of organizing this mobile service today, especially for the benefit of the returnees from India. This is the third such mobile services that we had launched. In January this year, my predecessor, Honorable Ali Shabri, Minister of Justice at that time, commenced this mobile services in January, and later on I carried forward and had the second mobile service in June this year. While we were having that mobile service and while we were discussing the problems faced by the people in the northern province, at the same forum, we identified many issues that had not been so far addressed. At that meeting, I promise you, in few months' time, that I will have another mobile service that is to address all unattended issues at that time. Thereafter, I had a lengthy discussions with district secretaries of Jaffna, Kilinochi, Mulatiu, Vaunia, and Mana. After having a lengthy discussion, I appointed a committee chaired by our secretary, Mrs. Vasanta Perra, to which that all the government senior officials, especially the district secretaries, had given the fullest support. That is why that we have achieved so much of results because of the support that they extended, and I am thankful to them. Under the Ministry of Justice, there are many institutions to attend to your problems. In 2015, all the senior officials may recall, we had similar discussions here. We introduced several new laws. The mediation board was introduced, especially during the period of the conflict. People lost their properties. Some people lost their possession of the properties. Some people had been away from the properties for 30, 40 years. And therefore I had to change the law. Under the law, prescription in operation in Sri Lanka, if somebody occupies a land belonging to somebody else's, even by force, the party who occupied the land can acquire the prescriptive title, irrespective of the fact that he is not the owner. That is the common Roman Dutch law applicable in our country in every part. But I changed that act for the benefit of those who had been affected during the war period, and I increased that prescriptive period up to 30 years. As a result, that they got the opportunity to institute action irrespective of the fact that somebody had occupied even 30 years after that they were able to secure their title. It was quite successful. In addition to that, I introduced a special mediation board system. It was only applicable to northern and eastern provinces. That is also to resolve the land disputes among the people, whereas that in the event that they will have to go to court, it will take decades. And sometimes there won't be any justice even through the court of law, because most of the people, they didn't have their plans, they didn't have their deeds, and proving of their cases was practically very difficult. Therefore, special mediation boards were empowered to entertain application on such disputes, and that was very successful. Because they performed successfully in the north and east, now we have introduced to many other areas, many other provinces in Sri Lanka. We are going to widen that power. We are going to establish everywhere for the ordinary people to resolve their issues and conflicts without incurring much of their hard-earned money, and then just to get the justice. I would like to mention here, this has been well recognized by the international community. As a result, few weeks ago that we got a donation of 16 million euro from the European Union, supported by the British Council and Asian Development Bank. Now with that fund, we are going to establish special mediation boards, especially that they were convinced that our system was quite successful. Whereas in 2015, when I assumed duties as the Minister of Justice, the successful rate of disposal of the cases, the settlement of the cases was 47%, whereas in 2021 it has gone up to 70%. That is a very good indicator that system is working quite well. At the same time, we established in 2016 the Office of Missing Persons. We started that there had been a lot of political turbulence in the country during that period. There had been a delay. We are not quite satisfied with the performance at that time, until we appointed the new chairperson and members to the Office of Missing Person, that they had completed only 65 files. After we appointed the new board, during the last 4 to 5 months, that they have gone up to 1,500. Until the works of the Office of Missing Persons are completed, we cannot attend to the task of Office of Reparation. Our target is somehow to finish all the cases that had been reported to the Office of Missing Persons before December next year. We don't want to continue for a long. We'll have to address their issues, their grievances so quickly. The Office of Reparation is ready to do that. They will do their part without any delay. The DG is present here. There is no delay at all. In addition to that, ONUR, Office of Unity and Reparation, that we are trying to build the relations among all the communities who are living in our country. This special mobile service we are addressing by identifying what exact issues that the people have faced, especially returnees from India. According to the data that had been collected by our committee, there are 11,712 persons, 11,712 persons who had returned from India, out of which 4,063 persons are from Jaffna district. Now we want to attend to the problems faced by all 11,712 persons, either through this mobile service, or if there is anything left over, we will not ignore. We will have our fullest attention and we will resolve all their problems. It is our duty as the government and as the Minister of Justice and also as a citizen of Sri Lanka, those who had returned from India after facing many problems in these provinces, will not be seconded to any citizen in any part of the country. There won't be any discrimination. All are having the equal rights, entitlements, protection and the dignity. Your dignity is not a lesser dignity than anybody else's in the country. We are dedicated to safeguard your rights. That is why we take this much of efforts. This will be a success story one day, very soon. Not because of the effort that I make myself alone, especially due to the fact that all our officials commencing from our secretary, district secretaries, officials from many other ministries, local government and provincial council, home affairs, foreign ministries, civil service, police department, tri-forces, all are giving the fullest support to achieve our object, and therefore I am thankful to all of them for the service that you are rendering towards the betterment of the people who had faced some predicaments not due to their fault, due to the fault of somebody else's. It is our duty to make their future secured and successful. At the same time, it's my duty to mention here, since all the responsible government officials, including the police and the military officials, are present, we are facing a new challenge, new issue, that is the narcotic menace. All over the country, this has become a real issue, and the future of our younger generation are at risk. We all will have to take the responsibility for it. According to the information that I have gathered, the northern province is the worst affected province this drug menace is concerned. There are some statistics, I got it from the district secretary. During the last few months in the course of this year, there had been 508 persons arrested for narcotics in the Jaffna district alone. This is a very alarming number. This is a very dangerous indicator. All of us will have to face a gloomy future when our children, that when they lose their future by becoming drug addicts. There are underworlds, there are drug mafias who are not bothered about the lives of the people, but they are concerned only about the money. This ill-gotten money has ruined our country, ruined your province, your district, ruined your future generation. Therefore, we all as citizens of this country are duty bound to take stern action for it. Today I have summoned a meeting to which the representative from the police department and tri-forces, district secretaries and many other responsible government officials are taking part, including the people's representative in the northern province. We are having that meeting at 4 o'clock at the governor's office. The governor has taken very much interest about this issue. In fact, that he is the one who initiated this. This is his request after we realizing the importance of it, and it is a highly timing agenda. It should be the highly timing agenda in our calendar that we'll have to take stern actions to prevent this menace. I am certain that all these government officials, the police and including the police and tri-forces, they are fighting very hard. but still this continues. We are not ready to take the defeat. We have to control. We have that courage. We have that strategy. We have that strength. And therefore we need the support of the general public. We need all the information from you. Whatever we are going to do in the future will be successful only in the event that you all provide the necessary information as far as that you can gather. Some of the pathetic stories that I heard during last 2 years in Jaffna, as to how some families had been destroyed, as to how some persons, parents have committed suicide in your district because their children have got addicted to drugs and ruining their fabric of family system, the social system in this province. And therefore, I am insisting all these officials as well as members of the public who are present here, that in the future you will have to get together, you will have to support for these projects to get rid of this menace from our society. In addition to that, I think today that there are some compensation also ready to be paid. That process had been completed by the Office of Preparation, and those who are benefited by that will receive their dues today. In fact, that I am happy to note, last month we made a request to the Cabinet to make the compensation to be paid double, 100%, that 100,000 was made, increase up to 200,000. While I wish that all our efforts in next few hours within these premises as well as in Kilinochchi tomorrow will be successful, and thankful all of you to listen to these few minutes. Thank you.